Om Shanti. Baba want to see everyone's face blossomed like rose flower, right? That's what Baba wants everyone to be very, very happy. Very happy, very cheerful. Whatever happens, Baba says situations, one will come, go, other will appear, so otherwise you might not even enjoy, If it's the same scene of drama, you keep seeing it, a still scene, would you like it? It keeps moving, keeps changing. So, but our state should be very stable. It shouldn't fluctuate. And since Baba has given us this practice or the drill for incorporeal stage and angelic stage, I find in our meetings also, when we say let's have few moments of silence, I find that everyone stays longer and longer. They don't necessarily, just come out before it used to be after few moments. They look forward to start interacting. And many of us had done 5 days silence bhati. Some of you did in ORC, and myself and some of us did in Gyansrovar when we came, beginning of February, just to go into different practices and then stay into those stages for a while. For incorporeal stage, there are 4 aspects which we can use. And actually the aim is to take one aspect, one thought or one aspect, actually, not just thought, and create the experience of that. Because when there is experience, and then that experience should really go so deep that you could feel that you are becoming the embodiment of that. You are becoming that. It's not just awareness, but just the feeling that this is what I am. And then you see that there will be so many benefits and also a lot of changes in 2 things. One is, sometimes there are very subtly the influences which makes our mind or our mood fluctuate. It's like you're not all the time happy, you're not all the time peaceful, but there is fluctuation and degrees keep changing. That's one thing. And also this deep transformation of nature, because we want to emerge eternal and original nature, not nature which is from our sanskars from the past. Because generally until now, many times the nature emerges, the words emerges, attitude emerges, and we know that it's coming from the sanskars, but it's not from original and eternal self. So the 4th aspects, one which is very important is take 10 minutes or even as long you want to this experience of being a point of light. I mean, we all have heard it for years and years, and we do intellectually believe and we experience, but that light, this point of light is, because when you are saying your point of light, you are going in the center of forehead. And when you're going in the center of forehead, you find that there are so many subtle influences which has tilted kind of your centralized posture, or when I'm saying centralized posture in the sense of it's tilted, it doesn't have, so when you are trying to centralize, kind of just become that a point of light, you start feeling the change which happens. One is, of course, instead of thinking about radiating outside, first you have to radiate within you. And you gradually take the rays of that point of light and go as deep you can, inner space, your whole being, because soul is in the body at this time. And that's why Baba talks about angelic stage, because when you are using the vibrations, you are using the rays of that light, And the transformation is that your all senses, you start feeling that, they are also becoming, as we are getting a new costume, and the costume of light. So it's a transformation which happens. So not only change in body consciousness, but also emerging angelic stage comes from this first point of light. Then Baba had mentioned flame of light, and then we take costume of light. So from this point, you just feel like a flame, it's a bigger, and then you also feel that it's all over me, and it's like a costume. Because there are two ways to get costume. One is go to subtle regions, but that takes little time, where Baba has ready-made costume for each one of us. And this costume doesn't have measurements, right? You just go, get your costume. But other ways to tailor your own costume, stitch your own costume. It's very beautiful experience when you take this light in and start feeling through your whole, and I'm saying whole being here is including your body, that very, very deep changes in your sense organs, and a beautiful experience from your own self of being in the angelic form emerges. So this, as I said, sometimes this practice, I did last year for this point of light so many times, takes, even really to get there takes 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes, to just totally be that, fully that. Because as I said, that there are so many subtle influences, and you start seeing that how they are being removed, and you are becoming very, very, very free, and very subtle vibrations which had been taken by the soul are being erased. And that's where the change of energy happened. Because we think thoughts have vibrations, but soul really is light, and soul is energy, or we call it also in our traditional language as light and might. So there is this might, there is this power, this energy. So energy shifts start happening, and you start feeling that and it's what we call it as pure energy, because this energy now is from soul consciousness, recharging ourselves from time to time during day. And to also certain times you really need to be just bodiless. Now bodiless really is that I am becoming completely this embodiment of light and power, light and energy. So this practice, not only angelic but also bodiless stage comes, where you are just in that pure energy. Because it's not just light but also pure energy. It's very healing, it dissolves. It really is very beautiful that how when you feel that energy, the changes which you experience. So you could do that even for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, because the shift which will happen in your breathing, shift which will happen in your whole personality, you could just feel this, and so put yourself into totally in the experience of pure energy. And the third then comes are our innate qualities, our original and eternal qualities. Because when you are in there, then emerges the true self, emerges your, as I said, innate qualities. And the first important one, definitely, which becomes the experiences of silence, of peace. It's deep peace, like peace in the sense of even harmony. That means you don't see any, you look within and you find that there is total harmony. So when there is total harmony, there is calmness, there is stillness. But it's a feeling of harmony, because anyway your inner abilities are very quiet, because they are also in experience. So the peace and then quality of love, because love is very important. It's a very simple word, but when it comes to being loving, then we know how much love I need more. Because as much love I experience and embody, that much loving will be my nature. But if I am not being loving, it's not easy for me to be loving, because your experience of love means within the soul there is not enough experience of love. But if there is experience of love, you just take that thought, and then, so what will happen then? Your drishti, your attitude, your words start becoming very naturally loving. And I think that one of the aspects of not getting frustrated or disappointed or angry or irritated really comes from when more you become loving. Many souls find it very difficult, because I think lack of this whole, whether it's love within and then expressing that love. And I know that I was sharing with someone that a lot of people, must be with many of you, I remember that someone recently said, "Oh, it seems like you are in freshly in love with someone." So I said, "Yeah, of course I am." And it was in the flight, a very friendly person. And so I don't know what he felt through my face. And I said, "Yeah, you want to know my new friend, even if he is my old friend?" He said, "Yeah, tell me what's going on." And I said, "It's God. He's my friend. And he keeps me very, whatever you are seeing and you are feeling." So whether it's love towards the self or others, but also because all the time this experience of Baba's love for the soul is something which is very important. So this way it means many qualities. It could be kindness, gentleness, compassion, care. These are the qualities which emerges from this incorporeal stage. And these are not the quality. It's only when we are in interaction, that's where now angelic interaction comes in. Because when you are in an angel, then how will you look at each other? How will you talk to each other? How will you walk? So innate qualities then in this subtle form start becoming your nature. It's your methods, your ways. That's how Baba had been emphasizing in Murlis also that your behavior should be very royal. So what is that royalty? Royalty is from your qualities. Brahma Baba is one of the experience Dadi used to share, that once he was under a lot of criticism. A person, there were two of them in front of a counselor, something was going on. And he keeps saying so much kinds of nonsense things. And so Dadiji was there, and Dadiji thought, I must respond to him. And Baba will say, you stay quiet. And she said, we asked Dadi from where you learned your patience, and nothing upsets you. And like somebody was criticizing, sitting in front, and we were getting aggravated, and Dadi was just smiling. And then in the end said, but something must be going on into this one's head. But she was not seeing that it was coming towards her, but she was seeing that there is something, soul is going through, that's why it must be happening. So innate qualities then come into our interaction, our relationship, our even task, our relationship with nature. You walk, you talk, you move around. There is the feeling of that compassion, there is feeling of that care in a very natural way, because that should become the personality. So from consciousness to personality, somebody says, I have a lot of love, but when it comes to being loving, it's very difficult. So that means you're not able to integrate. A lot of people have very good feelings, good thought, but when they talk, from where their past comes, frustrations come. Say, I didn't really want it to say all that, but it emerges. So that means we incorporeal stage and angelic stage. Angelic stage, then while being karma yogi, angelic stage is really while being karma yogi. So if you are able to integrate, Baba always says nirakari, incorporeal, then angelic is akari, then when you are in actions we call it sakari. So if you are able to align all three, that's where you become victorious. But if we are not able to align, then it's what we think and what we say and do, there is gap between that. And we can immediately know that that's not really coming from the true self. So it's very, very important to pay attention to emerge these qualities. And then, as I said, in our relationships and in our, if not at least through attitude, good feelings, through our drishti, and then it comes into practical also. That means someone said, okay, if I'm in incorporeal stage during day or whenever it is, then the quality of thoughts in incorporeal stage. So will there be thoughts or not? Yes, there will be thoughts, but when you are in incorporeal stage, like Baba says, okay, when I am soul, in soul consciousness, how will I look at others? You will also look at other as a soul, isn't it? Not only that, but even if person is very upset or angry, your face will still be smiling and thoughts will be, you are also peaceful soul. It won't be why you're getting angry, you shouldn't say this, or your buttons start getting pressed. No. You say, no, you are also peaceful soul. And really experiment. I remember that in adverse situations, or it's like when you have souls who have very strong sanskars, you experiment this by in soul consciousness, look at that soul. Even that soul is very much, wherever, whatever stage is, but you are very peaceful soul, you are very loving. And you see the result instantly. I have applied this into situations which are very adverse. Sometimes you are surrounded by 5, 6 people and energy is very negative, very violent. So I just go, no, you are peaceful, you are also peaceful, you are loving, you are. And first we need to do that amongst ourselves within the family. What happened? No, you can't hear? Lot of noise. In which language? Dutch. Okay. Also others? Yeah, because you don't have noise inside, so it must come from outside. Huh? So that you know where you are. Anyway, we can check what's going on and try to can be better. So that's where really my practice, in the sense of how much soul consciousness, incorporeal, angelic, and then in the corporeal. So that means the thoughts, it's not that thoughts will not. Let me go into my true self and think what you need to think. The quality of your thoughts will be completely different. And that's one of the practices, not allow your feelings, emotions to be very quickly mixed with situation, with person's personality, with matters, no. Let me always use my mind and intellect from my innate qualities. Otherwise, it's always some reactions, but there's no response, and that doesn't resolve situations. There are there are very small situations, and they last for years because nobody is really trying to create that harmony from within. Otherwise, I find there are such beautiful feelings inside all the time, very loving, beautiful feelings. And in those feelings, when you are thinking, the transformation which will happen in others also. Otherwise, there are some people and certain things, they sit with situations and they say, this should be done, that should be done. We know there is no solution. Only solution is if they start interacting from that level, then organization, service. Service is something which is such a big obstacle sometimes, in the sense of We get such oriented with service, we forget why I came to Baba. You became perfect. And from that stage, then you create relationships. There will never be any difficulty in relationships, never. It will be cooperation, it will be harmony, it will be love. But because we're not seeing, we're not trying to find the solution from there. So that means your power to discern, even the way your intellect will work in incorporeal stage and angelic stage, will be completely different. And that's 1 year, whole year last year, and even this year I'm continuing. Lot of attention on my feelings shouldn't be affected. What's a big thing? Really, whatever is the situation, nothing is bigger than my own stage, right? My own image. Baba looks at me, and Baba has to give me marks in the way I'm acting and I'm interacting with others. Baba has to give me the marks for that, no? So that means, why am I practicing incorporeal stage? So that my abilities, your faculty functions from that stage. You understand? That means it's not your power to discern, power to judge, your willpower, your determination now is coming from that stage. It's not just stubborn. Sometimes determination could be like you are insistent, you are overemphasizing, you are pushing, force. All subtle things appear through determination because it's not coming from your pure self. It's like you using force for yourself and you are using force on others, but it's not coming from your angelic stage or true self. So that's the difference in the quality of efforts through this practice. Your quality of effort will completely change, then it will change your thinking, change your power to discern, personality. So then there is no conflict, no problem, there's nothing, okay. But this is the method we have to create. As I said, first emerge that stage and function from that stage. So that's why Baba had asked us to do drill, and some people thought it's for 2 weeks, and for us, for myself and some of us, we're continuing since then, if not 12 times, as many times we can do, until it gets totally integrated, as I said, aligned into our practical life. Otherwise, there is difference between what we believe, what we teach, and then what we, in practical, we are. Why Baba has to tell us about anger. There are some who are not angry, but then they have a lot of wasteful thoughts. They talk, they don't know which direction they're going. Otherwise, there should be soft, gentle, few words. Why we need to talk that much? No, Baba had been saying in these few words, because your few words are enough to convey what you want to. But there are some, they keep going, mix the past, mix the feeling, mix this. But that's like Rajoguni stage, no? In Satoguni stage, you don't mix anything. The truth which appears, that honesty which appears, very, very important. When there is that truth and honesty, then automatically the things are completely different, where nature, soul surround us. Everyone will feel that there is, different kind of experience comes. So and then after experiencing these innate qualities, then we move towards, this whole experience of going beyond. Day before yesterday, Baba said, if you keep going beyond, your intellect will remain clear. If you are stuck with something, someone's thought, a situation, you can't be clear. You are not clear. I really underline that point. Uparam, go beyond, your intellect will be clear. So that's again incorporeal stage, isn't it? Going beyond, because it brought you back into, you get stuck with some feeling, some situation, whatever it is, but keep going beyond. So incorporeal is going beyond. So if I want the change in myself, and the quality of service we want to do. And if we want the souls to be touched in a different level, and that's where really the service should be now, just not by talking, giving lessons, and how many people are able to finish even 7 lessons these days? You can count. They get stuck with 3rd lesson. They don't have, very few reaches to 7 days. And then we say, but what had happened? Because they didn't get what they came for. Yesterday we were in global functioning and Nari Janki came and she said, she was just looking at how are we all born. We were touched. And after that anything we heard, said okay, even if we don't remember what we heard. So somewhere that divinity and the perfection, the innate quality of that soul has to emerge in our presence. And when that happens, you don't really have to do much after that, because that soul is experiencing something. And when soul is experiencing, then we'll continue to come and say, this is what my experience is, I want to experience more. So one of the practice going above also then brings us closer to what we say. The fourth step in this incorporeal stage is closer to incorporeal world, to home. During Brahma Baba's time, which some of us have kept that practice before sleeping, after certain hour, just go into incorporeal stage. I'm going to my home. There is sweetness, silence, rest, comfort, Baba's lap. I'm going home every night before sleeping. That's why in our rooms we have Baba's light, red light, and then it's very important to stay connected there. So now when you are connecting there, so there are 2 ways. One is, if you go above 5 elements, there is 6th element, which is element of light, and that's where the subtle regions begins, angelic world. And then we go beyond is incorporeal world. But then if you're going to incorporeal, when you are going is in subtle region, and then corporeal. So the practice can be going from here to subtle region, or it could be from incorporeal, then I come in subtle, and then I come into physical. Or it could be from physical going to subtle, and then to incorporeal. And every time you do it, you can take little part of, like as I said, the first step is to create angelic stage. And when you are in angelic stage, you do get connected, and you do feel that you are in subtle regions. And then the relationship which you are creating with everyone is very angelic. So this is how our practice, as many times we can do it 3 minutes, 5 minutes, you can do 1 hour, sometimes it could be full day. Proper experience, if you give 10 minutes to each one, it's okay, just have one thought. Go into deep experience of just one thought until you really got it in the sense of, that's what I am. And then you see that the power which comes from there, the energy which gets created, whether it's recharging, whether making it pure, creating impact and creating vibrations around us, creating atmosphere. Like Baba says, now is the time that your vibration should create such atmosphere, or bringing self-transformation. So there has to be some practical results. Otherwise there is consciousness and then not in angelic stage or corporeal, that means not got aligned completely. So we will do now, my aim was to have 1 hour of, it takes at least 1 hour. In the last group we did 1.5 hours. It was very beautiful. But we have half an hour, so we can see how far we can go. But then in other session maybe we will continue. I don't want to make it like just intellectually think and all that, but really you have to be that, and that's important. So now we will go on our journey, and our journey is inwards first and upwards, and then we come out. First we go in, then we go up. So whenever we have to come out, we coming out from, like incarnation, no? Baba said, going from above. So I request everyone to sit comfortably, a little bit alert, and somebody said that the weight of the skull is 6 kilo. So it has to hold it is not just physical strength. That's why some sit in meditation, their head go like this or this, because you feel that weight when you are still. But if you are really deep, go into that consciousness, you will feel your head is becoming lighter and lighter. You won't. So the posture also, otherwise you look a little bit worried or tired or concerned, or as you're not able to hold, your own self properly. So it's just keep that posture straight, and it shouldn't go like this, nor it should go like this, nor this, nor that. And same is with your breathing. You don't have to hold. Shouldn't be shallow. Should just go deeper, deeper, deeper. And you yourself will feel how much is being released, like you're holding suddenly. So freeing your breath from emotions and feelings and liberate it, because it's holding. Not only in thoughts, vibration, but in breath we hold a lot. But also just let go very subtly, and then again from your all parts of bodies too. If there is any kind of stress or so very gently. You go within. Create the awareness of your presence. At your place of residence. And that's the center of forehead. As this awareness begins, of my own entity, as a soul. It's very beautiful, sparkling. But very subtle. Very, very subtle form. as this point, a very tiny point. I must look at myself. A point of light. The energy which is scattered start getting centralized. I take the rays of light. To ignite, to enlighten. As if I am giving my own self sakash. Let these rays of light penetrate deeply. I keep using these rays of light. So that my inner space is full of light. And the pure energy of the soul. From this inner being of light, a very beautiful crown of light emerges. and the face becomes radiant. It's also lit, and my whole being through this light and pure energy creates a beautiful costume of light. Keep using these vibrations. Let the pure energy and this sparkling pure light feel very settled and still, very calm. The true nature of the self. Where the soul and nature is in harmony. The original, natural quality of peace. It's not just mind is peaceful, but you breathe peace. It's just peace, only peace. feel blossomed. Some deep feelings of love. It's very pure, unconditional. Compassion and generosity. Kindness and care. Many beautiful qualities of an angel. Is the love. Love which has been experienced from this eternal relationship with God. Is not just the pure image, but is very divine. This makes me feel connected. Free from all bondages, but very connected with one. And with everyone. And brings me to a place which is unlimited, a beautiful realm of light. My sweet home of silence. joy keeps increasing. There is very, very deep joy. This super sense joy. Very, very blissful, very peaceful. In the presence of one who is most beloved, my eternal relation, as a friend and guide. Feel very close, very near. Together. The feelings of belonging. And it's the pure self-respect of whom I belong to. And who am I? God's child. As I take this powerful drishti from Baba, full of love, as a soul, but Baba then, through his drishti, gives me beautiful wings, a head costume, but Baba provides wings, and gradually brings me to this subtle world. There are many beautiful beings there. I just need to choose which ones I need so that I can fly. I look at wings. There is courage, there is determination, there is willpower, many different wings there. And I decide which two wings I want now. I look at all the wings and I found one with enthusiasm. But I found other one which I chose stability. Baba puts these wings around me. Baba, with loveful drishti, sends a subtle signal to fly. And very gradually, with these wings, I connect with my part. My thoughts, my attitude, my feelings. Towards everyone. Helps me to be very light, detached, but also loving. Everything easy, natural, possible. So there is no heaviness, just lightness. Very pure energy. An instrument, an angel. Playing my part. And it's Baba who navigates so that I can fly safely and stay under his instructions while doing actions of any kind. And I bring this incorporeal angelic stage to play my part on this world stage. And for a few moments, just share your drishti with one who is sitting next to you. Share that drishti and the vision of angel. Even when you go out, walk around until you reach to your physical action. Angelic drishti and angelic smile with this deep silence. And Baba looks at this gathering of angels.